so nice to watch people interact. Like, most of the time that I was at this bar tonight, I was just watching everybody else. And I was really impressed because, for the most part, people weren't on their phones. They were just talking, playing pool, playing ping pong, drinking, obviously. But it's nowhere near as segregated as up north, from what it seems. Because I've heard stories. Like, I had this black friend of mine who tried to tell me that, like, up north it's just so different. Like, you don't see interracial relationships, and you don't see a bunch of black people and white people hanging out. Like, that just doesn't happen. Which is interesting because, you know, the north is where the slaves went to escape slavery, you know? Is that still correct? Because I don't know anymore. I don't know. That's what they tell us happened. But it seems like the South is just like totally free. Like, everybody is hanging out and having a good time, and nobody gives a fuck about color. You know, all these people that want to focus on that. It's like, yeah, we have cultural differences, but that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy each other's company and bond over the things that we do understand about one another. I mean, this bar, like, I kind of wish I had had my camera with me, because it was like this big ass dive bar with just a bunch of black people and white people. I don't think I saw any brown people or yellow people. Okay, so we got to get more colors in there, all right? But I mean, it was such a beautiful thing to just see all these people interacting. And, like, I highly doubt that any of these motherfuckers were talking about race, you know? They weren't educating one another about our different cultures, you know? It's just like, it's totally possible. But the media doesn't want you to know that. The media wants you to think that all black people hate all white people, and all white people hate all black people, and history is right now. And it's just so crazy, like, what they've done with time and what they've done with every aspect of our lives. You know, it's absolutely sickening. I think about the history that we've been taught in school, and the fact that there's just so much of it that they've left out. And it's just so unreliable. Like, everything in this world is so unreliable. And I think that art is, like, the only way that you can make any kind of sense out of it. Art and alcohol and drugs, apparently. But yeah, it's just interesting. I had a good time, though. I had a good time talking to everybody. But, you know, there were some comics that I watched perform tonight that I was really impressed with. Like, they just have a certain way of doing it that, like, I'll never have. You know, I know I do it my own way, but I guess they could never be Amy Gross, and I could never be any of them. But sometimes I wish I could just do it the normal ass way.